This is the dog.
What's good, everybody? I'm back with another reaction. This reaction here is about Matt Walsh. Let's see what he had to say, about, Thomas Jefferson. He made a statement, that went over a lot of people's head, and kind of, raised a couple eyebrows. He said something dealing with, if Thomas Jefferson, was here today up in the White House, he would about killed, every person that was around the White House today. So me personally, why would he make that remark, dealing with Donald Trump, Biden? I guess he feel like the country is going down or something like this. Let's check it out though. Let's see what he's talking about.
More daily, and I'm Jesse Dollar.
Taking into consideration that we in America are currently facing a situation where the ex-president of the United States is facing multiple counts in several indictments. He's been arrested 3 separate times for crimes against the country. One crime in New York, not necessarily against the country. But these federal indictments are absolutely crimes against the United States of America. That's why in the indictment, it says the United States of America versus Donald John Trump.
And see, they trying their best to bring our president, Donald J. Trump down. Donald J. Trump, he haven't did nothing wrong to people. He haven't broken no crime or nothing. Donald J. Trump has been like one of the best, presidents that, we ever dealt with, and he knew how to take care of the country, everything. So I just feel like, it's been a whole big misunderstanding, about the situation, and that Joe Biden, criminal Biden, along with his family, they shall be held, with criminal charges. Let's get going back into this.
And on cable news all across the country, you're hearing people talk about this. They're analyzing what this means and putting it into historical context. And that's what happened yesterday with Al Sharpton on MSNBC, where he said something that is not untrue. It is true. It's a reflection on, imagine looking back on storied presidents, men who are revered by many, James Madison, Thomas.
And he may, Al Sharpton, he may have a point here, dealing with, what today's society built off, like our kids grow up, they gotta look back into the history and they gonna see all this bashing and battling going on. I mean, the world shouldn't be that way. Al Sharpton, himself, he's a civil rights activist, the Black Panthers and all type of other things, that going on. And for him to step along and see that, something wasn't right, that's a big step, We need Donald J. Trump back in the White House. 2024, please get it out and vote, peoples. We need that man back in there.
Jefferson. Imagine what it would be like to read about them overthrowing the government to stay in power. He's not making a claim about the revolution and overthrowing or rebelling against the British crown to become independent from Britain. He's talking about if they did what Donald Trump did to stay in power. And the right wing freaked out. They thought, we got him. We got Al Sharpton. What a dummy. He doesn't know.
He's smart. I mean, the man know what he's talking about. He's a step ahead of people's. And all it takes for people to do is pay attention and listen. I salute people who speak with, knowledge, everything, wisdom, everything, But at the end of the day, Matt Walsh, he made a huge, statement about that, the White House. And it's not looking too healthy.
About the revolution, even Ted Cruz got in on it. And Matt Walsh, the certified dummy, know-nothing bigot, he got in on it as well. First, if you haven't seen the clip, I'm going to play. It's like 16 or 18 seconds from Al Sharpton on MSNBC. This is what he said.
One day, our children's children will read American history And can you imagine our reading that James Madison or Thomas Jefferson tried to overthrow the government so they could stay in power? That's what we're looking at. We're looking at American history.
Where's he wrong? Can you imagine our reading that James Madison or Thomas Jefferson tried to overthrow the government, and the key part, so they can stay in power? Because our presidents, up until Donald Trump, with the exception of maybe FDR, respected the precedent that was set by George Washington. 2 terms and he was out. There was a respect for order and decency and honor related to our democracy. There just was. But if you leave it to, again, certified not smart person, Matt Walsh, he has a different take, a more radical and ahistorical take that he wants to share with you and the world. Here he is.
Thomas Jefferson did rebel against the government. That's how our country was formed. And, well, we know that. Al doesn't, apparently. But it does raise an interesting question, actually. I mean, inadvertently, he raises an interesting question that I think about a lot, which is how would Thomas Jefferson and the Founding Fathers respond to our government right now? And obviously the answer is they would violently overthrow it. Like,
it's not the type of days now, man. I wish we'll put this to the side. You know, nowadays we are battling racism and stuff like that, and I feel like it's overrated, you know, and that don't have nothing to do with who running this country. I mean, Matt Walsh may just said a heap of stuff, you know, that got a lot of people rowdy, you know, mad, you know, but hey, it's social media.
If our Founding Fathers were on the scene right now, January 6th would be a walk in the park. It would be a picnic compared to what they would do.
Y'all let me know, please let me know in the comments, you know, what do y'all think about this Matt Walsh and, you know, Thomas Jefferson, you know, situation, you know, dealing with the White House. Please let me know in the comments, and like, share, comment, subscribe, do everything y'all have to do. You know, I will have more content on the way. Pieces and blessings. I'm out.
And they wouldn't even think about it. Like, if Thomas Jefferson came back from the dead and looked at our government now, he would turn to us, the citizens, and say, what are you people doing? You haven't invaded Washington yet and killed all these people? What are you waiting for? What's the problem here? What's the holdup, folks? I'm not advocating for that. I'm just telling you what Jefferson would say, okay? Just taxes alone, all right? Not even taking everything else into account, the giant behemoth central government, which is, by the way, far larger and more powerful and more invasive than the government that the founders rebelled against, okay?